Hello everyone, and welcome to the final episode of the Polyworld. Almost kind of sad in a way, isn't it? We've made it. We've actually finally made it. Version 1.20.4. Although, as of the time of streaming this, 1.20.5 has been announced, but God knows when that'll be out. If that is out within a week, exactly a week from now, there will be one more episode that's gonna be a proper finale for sure. But if not, this is it. It's kind of anticlimactic because I don't really have anything planned, like at all. I guess I could just fly around the world. I could build something, but that's even more boring. So yeah, this is it. This is actually it. We have, yes, hello Jonas, welcome back. We have reached the end finally. Oh boy. It's been a very long journey. Very long journey. I've made a lot of mistakes throughout this, but hopefully I'll be able to rectify them in future. Stream died, back. Oh wow, so I want you to be able to stream tonight, it seems. Fantastic. But yeah, I made a lot of mistakes throughout this. And I will rectify them. I'll go on a bit of a tangent and a bit of a speech near the end about how I feel about this series, how I think it went, what my mistakes were, what I would have done differently, what I think went well, and yeah, and move on from there. But until then, this new music is awful. Until then, I guess I can like fly around and like reminisce a little bit about all that we have achieved. And even on the last episode, this stupid tutorial is gonna piss me the fuck off. Alright, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I should repair this, but it doesn't matter at all. Now, I've generated a lot of chunks, as the usual viewers here are aware. So I'm not gonna go through the entire freaking world, because that on its own would take like a long time, but I also don't care enough for that. But I will go over all the bases that I built, except maybe the 1.20 base, because I honestly have no idea where it is. But I'll go through all the other bases that I built throughout the episodes. And I can reminisce a bit, you know? Reminisce a little bit. Think of this as like a mini world tour, even though I'm not even going to be touring anything new. Just a way to say goodbye to the world, I suppose. And of course it's raining, and I can't even skip the rain. Oh, hello, Rai. You're actually here for the end. For the final episode. Glad you can make it. Make a tour. Chat does not work. Yes, I noticed. Good thing that these streams are finally coming to an end, because this chat thing is also very annoying. Soon the pain will stop. Yes. Hello, Mzov. Welcome back. Yes, it's finally over. I was expecting more people, considering it's the end. I mean, the series kind of fell off near the end, to be honest. Partially because of me, because I'm not enjoying it anymore, but also in general, like, I think people would have lost interest even if I was enjoying it. That's weird. Hold on. Look at this. It doesn't appear to be spinning, like, moving when I'm inside, but it does when I'm outside. That's weird. Anyway, you play cool April Fool's build instead. I already played the April Fool's build, Mzalf. I don't want to play it again. Hello, Soybean. Welcome back to the stream. My winter break. Ironic, because I'm only gonna stream today and then next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yes, should be back home on Wednesday evening. Be able to stream. I have no education for 2 weeks. Lucky, I still have work. Although I do have 1 day off, so that's great, because I'm not even home. For better or for worse, it's finally over. Yes. So let's do a mini world tour, I suppose. So these are obviously the classic chunks. They need no introduction. That's the mansion that I built, and the mansion that I that I've spent the majority of my time in. It actually went through several iterations. Originally, it didn't have the trapdoors, and it had leaves as windows, but eventually I caved and changed it. Around, I think, release 1.1 or 1.2, I changed that. It did receive a few minor upgrades here and there, but it has remained pretty static for the most part. It served me well. It was a good base. It had a lot of space in it. I built it in Classic, in Creative, so that already feels kind of like cheating, but yeah. But I think one of the biggest, if not the biggest mistake that I did was the fact that I stayed in this base for the majority of the series, because I feel like if I actually changed base, like that was honestly my plan, but I never really went through with it. I did build the bases, but I never really used them because I was too lazy to like transfer all my stuff to and from. But I feel like if I had actually, done what I set out to do and change the base every time, like there was a major terrain change, I probably would have had a lot more fun with the game. That's something I definitely want to do in future projects, because I feel like that kind of bogged out the experience a bit for me. But more on the mistakes that I did than like the final reflection at the end. Just spend the stream playing some BTA. I'm gonna play some Long Drive after this. I don't want to play BTA myself because I don't want to like invest time in something that's temporary, I'm gonna have a proper BTA series sometime in the future, but until then. Make a speech. Why you? I should make the speech, not you. I've done like Bugman. Yes. Bugman does it in a good way. A bit about flying, so it's acceptable. Yeah, I guess. I did have infinite resources, but at the same time when I built it, I had nothing. Like, I only had 8 blocks to choose from. So... as a result, it was very basic. I had to, like, upgrade it with stairs. I had to upgrade it with interiors, the glass, all that stuff. So, yeah, it's not that bad, but still. Today is only for a little while, suck is forever. Yes, Gabe Newell said that, I think. So yeah, that's the main base. I also built this train station right here, and another build from Classic, as you can clearly tell. The clock tower I actually built later on. I think I built it in like 1.4. But yeah, this guy I built also in Classic, as well as the warehouse. So these are like the 3 most used buildings, or they were the most used buildings. The train station, I didn't even use it as a train station, because after a while, like minecarts slowly became obsolete. So this ended up just being extra storage, because in the central room up there, I have like storage, as you know, with the spawn eggs and other cursed items that I got throughout my journey. So yeah. Not that significant of a building, but it does have a lot of history behind it. And of course, everyone's favorite, the warehouse, where I keep all of my belongings. Also built in Classic. And yeah, this is the building, after my main base, this is the building that I've used the most. Of course, I have all these beacons as well, but they came later. So this is like the main general area that I spent the most time in. Just a sec. Hello, Alex. Welcome back to the stream. Back when minecarts were useful, yes. So that's that. I also built that helicopter there, but there isn't much to say about that. If we go over here, we have a bunch of builds from Classic. I mean, this village I built in survival mode, and as well as the farms that I don't even use anymore. But these are the 12A chunks, and I built this tiki bar over here, this boat, and of course, everyone's favorite lava prison with the electric chairs and everything that burnt down after the lava setting wood on fire feature was added. This all burnt down, but this was once a lava prison, which is pretty cool. I forgot to take my freaking bed again. Oh my. Feel for real. But yeah, that's the lava prison. Good times, good times. Also built in creative, of course, because it was built in classic. Let me quickly take a bed and also rest up. Because I'm not dealing with most. I don't want creepers blowing everything up in my last freaking day. The good old days when I was a wee lad and James didn't exist. Yes. Thank you. Hello, Seal. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, Seal, this is probably the final stream of the Polyworld. There might be another one next Friday if the next version comes out on Friday, but if not, then this is it. This is the end. What did I come here for? Oh, yes, beds, of course. No, wait, this is already the end. Yes, it is. Welcome back, Delxmars. I didn't even know 1.20.4 was released. 1.20.5 has been announced. But we don't know when it's coming out. It could be by the end of this year, it could be next year. If it's next year, I don't care. If it comes out by next Friday, I will cover it on the series. Yes, it is the last episode, Seal. Again, unless 1.20.5 comes out by the end of next week. In which case, there will be one more episode, which is going to be a collab. I'm gonna end it the way it began. So basically a bit of history, especially for you, Seal, because you're new. The first episode ever of the Polyworld, which wasn't a pre-recorded video, of course, was a collaboration between me and Zelenator, a fellow content creator. You should check him out. He's also pretty cool. He also streams daily. And that's how this whole series began, really, like with a collaboration. So it only seems fitting to end it off with a collaboration as well. But I need to like prepare stuff for that. I have other projects that I want to finish by the end of the year, like Plants vs Zombies next week, and I only have 3 days to do it. So as a result, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if the next update does actually come out by then, I will set it up. I have a friend who can hopefully host a server. If not, then we have a problem, because I don't think he's actually home. So that's a bit of a bummer. But if he is, that's gonna be perfect. I can have him set up a server for us, and me, Zelenator, Bugman, hopefully. I don't know if he'll be able to come on, and Soybean will be doing the final episode together. Not Steelcat, unfortunately, because he's away from home. He's not in the country during that time. But yeah. But if not, and most likely not, this is the final episode. I will also post a download link for the world download tomorrow, because you know it's a Friday and it's gonna be too late. I'm gonna be too tired and hungry to deal with it. So tomorrow I'll post a world download for this world in case you want to explore it for yourself. Do be warned, it's like 5 gigabytes or something like that. So so yeah, but definitely will be doing that. New Zell collab, maybe, big maybe, right? 1.21 won't come out on Friday. 1.20.5 soon, not 1.21. I'm aware that 1.21 isn't coming out by the end of the year, but 1.20.5 might. Yeah, please don't speak French, because I don't understand French, so keep it to English. Why not me? Because you don't have history with the channel, I apologize. I mean, you do as a viewer, but not as like a contributor or whatever. One of the big OG viewers. No, I'm not taking anyone in and like that. I'm sorry. You set up a server. Oh, yeah. So you're like the fallback then, Alex. I actually had no idea that you have port forwarding. Last time I downloaded the Polyworld was back in Classic. Oh wow, that is a long time ago. Like, the only problem with that, Alex, would be that I'm gonna have terrible ping, and I'm the host. PNP is from Finland, so I have much better ping with him. So I'd rather that he host it, but again, that's we'll see. I'll make an announcement about that next week. But yeah, final episode. Let's move on with the tour, because I don't want to waste too much time. I want to play some Long Drive after this. Because also, I'm going to be playing the Long Drive for the last time this year as well, today. So yeah, it's a 2-in-1. But yeah, that's the... So these are the 12A chunks, and that's the lava prison that burned down. The only reason why I built it out of wood back then was... Actually, it's twofold. First, there were only 4 blocks at the time. Stone, cobblestone, dirt, and wood. And technically grass as well, but you couldn't really build with grass. So that's why I built it out of wood. And also the wood back then looked a bit more like bricks. It had a very different texture from what we eventually got. But yeah, it eventually burned down. I even placed some signs over here. It did burn down after a while. When, you know, lava started actually affecting wood. So Lava Prison was built in 12A, and it burned down in Alpha 1.1.0. I even had the dates there, which is, yeah, really unfortunate. And, oh yeah, and 1.0 stream, an unnamed dog that I had just gotten fell in the lava and died as well here. I completely forgot about that as well. There's so much history to the Polyworld already, even though it's only been 2 years. What do you do next week? Next week, I'm going to finish Plants vs. Zombies. I'm gonna wrap it up. I need to do all the survival stuff. So survival regular, survival hard, and survival endless. So a lot of Plants vs. Zombies next week. I also wanted to play World of Goo, and I still might stream World of Goo during the weekends of January, but it depends on how I'm feeling. Probably not, we'll see. But yeah, over here we have the original chunks. So these are the very first chunks that I ever generated. They were generated back in Cave Game. We have something here that actually is something cool that you can do yourself in InfDev. Impossible Water and Lava. Basically, when water and lava was first made to flow like this, Notch didn't yet implement the feature where, you know, when flowing water and flowing lava touches, it creates cobblestone. So that's how I have this over here. Very cool, very cool. Here we have the 1-year anniversary. It's now 2-year anniversary. The cake. And this is the Wall of Fame. Big shout out to all these lovely individuals here who supported me throughout the series. That includes all the Patreons and also the people who donated as well. Especially this person over here, Rick Pat, is kind of an interesting case because they came out of nowhere and just donated $30 just like that. I guess that they were probably like someone who had money to spare and was like going through, you know, small streamers and donating, and all those people that do that. I would do that myself if I had the money, but that's why I'm begging you guys for money. Well, not begging, but, you know, that's why I'm asking you guys for money, because I don't have of my own. If I had the opportunity, I definitely would do that. But, yeah, shout out to all these lovely people here. Actually, Bobby donated even more, so I am going to replace this. Firestone 40... Firestone 47. Let me update this. Firestorm 47. Donated 19.99. There we go. Hey, look, you're on here as well, Alex. I have bought foraging, but I meant to say that I pay like $3 for a month. Oh, okay. Hello, Cockitch. Welcome to the last stream. Blood money. That's cool. Very generous. Yes. Yeah, shout out to these lovely people. Over here, the cake. This is something that we did yesterday or the day before. I already forgot. We filled it up with actual cakes inside, so the floor is made out of cakes. In hindsight, I should have put them 1 block below, but oh well. And then, of course, over here we have all of the museums, because this is like the most historical area of the Polyworld. And this is another big mistake that I did, which I'll touch upon in the reflection section of the stream. But yeah, these are all the museums that I built, that I hosted. So, but before we move on to those, over here we have a very monumental piece. We have the first ever placed and broken block in the entire world. First ever placed and first ever broken. Insane, I know. And over here is the first thing I ever built in this world. The first house that I ever made in the Cave Game version, back when there was literally only 1 block, cobblestone. So there's that. And now we can move on to the museum. So over here in the middle of the mob museum, we have the block museum, the original block museum. This lasted me from classic to alpha. And basically the goal was to get one of every single block in the game. In these like museums. So we even have like lava and water. And kind of a funny thing with the water is that I actually managed to get it very early on. Oh, great. Now I can't break blocks. But I managed to get this very early on. Using a developer build of Classic 14A, which allows you to place water. So, yeah, there's a bit of trivia over there with this water pond. But otherwise, the lava one I got in Alpha with the bucket. And, of course, we have all these blocks here. All these were very easy to get, thanks to creative mode. The only one that was a bit tricky was, I guess, the grass in a way. I had to like let it grow from the outside, and also the bedrock, which I believe I actually got it in multiplayer. In multiplayer 16A or 17A, one of the two. I booted up the world in multiplayer and I placed this using the solid command. So admins could actually use a command to place unbreakable stone that regular players couldn't break, which was the bedrock, and that's how I got this bedrock here. So a bit of fun trivia for that. But everything else was obtained through creative mode. And over here we have the alpha stuff, which was obtained legit, of course. And we also have some crops as well. Let me catch some Z's, because it's turning night. I want to get blown up doing this. Nasco donated, yes, and he is on the boat. No, you're not on the building, Alex, because you're not high tier Patreon. Oh, great. I forgot about this. I should have taken some milk. You're not a high tier Patreon, only the highest tier guest. Speaking of which, I'm not going to plug my Patreon here, because this is a bit of a special stream, but I really need to change the final tier of the Patreons to something else, because, yeah, this is a bit... this is going to be outdated now. But, yeah, this is the original block museum. Never fails to be a pain in the bum, yes. Oh, wow, you gave him 50 bucks, damn. And did he ever build anything for you? Because he only built for the other guy. Anyway, and then when this became obsolete, I built the art gallery over there, which is also doubles as the second museum. But before we move on, this is the mob museum here. So my intention with the museums was to get one of every item, block, and mob in the game. So this is the mob museum over here. And we have one of every passive mob. And this was very easy to do because I have access to spawn eggs. Thanks to the totally legit, through glitches obtained command block that allows me to switch game modes. So that's how I was able to get all the spawn eggs for this. So we have one of every passive mob over here. We have the hostile mobs and special mobs over here. We have even a Ghast and the Elder Guardian. That's why I have the debuff. The Squid, which sometimes spawns, sometimes doesn't. And over here in this corner, we have all the hostile mobs as well. All in solitary confinement, all on display. Very cool. And I started building a second mob museum over here. Which I never finished because I realized how annoying it is. And also, the main reason why I didn't finish this one was because I didn't know that piglins immediately turn to... let's get rid of this obstruction here really quickly. Oi. What did I ever do to you? Come on, I only killed your owner who gives you food. Okay, nobody saw that, okay? Just pretend that didn't happen. So the reason why this build remains unfinished is piglins. So piglins, I had no idea that they immediately turn to zombified variants in the overworld. Had I known that, I would have made at least a second mob museum in the Nether. But because of that, I never really got around to finishing this. I always kept like delaying it. And now it's just a very ugly L-shaped structure here. It does have some mobs inside that were added, later on. Like these guys from 1.14 and so and onward, but It doesn't have, like, the last mob that it had that I added is the bee from 1.15. It has nothing from 1.16 because of that berry that I mentioned. I never bothered updating it since. So yeah, that's that one. I don't want this stupid leather. Magical squid. An ultimate Polyworld with in-depth chunks of later ones. What are the options to make a single donation? Like $5? There's no subscription, $2 for that, sorry. You can, yeah, you can, I'm pretty sure you can donate for YouTube. There should be a little button next to the chat that should allow you. I think the lowest you can donate is either $3 or $5. You don't have to donate, of course, Deusmos. This is free content for everyone, only if you want to. So hopefully that answers your question. The highest tier should make a cute thank you card for them. That's not a bad idea. The only problem is I suck with Photoshop. So I'll have to think of something else. Hello, Vida. Welcome back. And yes, it is indeed the finale. Rip Polyworld. Yes, Kay. Welcome back. Yeah, the super chat. Yes, Delxmos. Yes. I am monetized, so super chat is available for me. $1. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think $1 is the lowest. Yes, because I remember now that Nasco donated 2.55. Because he's 222 actually, because his username is 222. You should delete the world. I'm not gonna delete the world, at least not until I upload it somewhere. Then I'll delete it, because it is taking up a lot of space and I will have other worlds in the future. Anyway, moving on, we have the art gallery. I actually built this in InfDev, believe it or not, even though it's primarily hosts beta blocks. But yeah, this is the second block museum, because I ran out of space in the first one. We even have like a little gift shop here, very basic, and a reception desk. But over here we have the colors of wool. Then we have all the paintings. Every single one of them. Over here on this side, we have the beta 1.8 blocks. Because beta 1.8 was like a massive update, so it added a bunch of blocks. As you can see, all of these blocks are beta 1.8 and only beta 1.8. Release 1.0, I should say, because not all of them are beta 1.8, but release 1.0, because it was a huge update, of course. Over here we have a dining area or something. And on this side, we have the alpha/beta blocks. The alpha/beta section of the museum. So all the blocks added in throughout alpha, or rather late alpha, because the early alpha stuff, I did have space for that in the original museum, but come alpha 1.2, like with the pumpkins and stuff, actually even earlier than that, it seems. Yeah, alpha 1.0.5 is when I ran out of space, so I built this museum ahead of time. My nether portal also disappeared, unfortunately. So that's really unfortunate. I actually had an actual nether portal here that I got through beta 1.6. Yes, beta 1.6 test build free. Well, okay. Oh, well, you deserve it, don't worry. You made up your mind, so no stopping you now. Thank you, Delxmos. I'm gonna add you to the thing in a bit. I'll add you to the Wall of Fame. And also Alex giving me his his last money. We really didn't have to do that, Alex. Thank you. I appreciate both of you. I appreciate all of you, like all of you watching this, my shenanigans, and putting up with my bull crap. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm gonna be rich, yes, I have an entire $6. I can buy a burger from Burger King with this. I'm so rich. Again, I appreciate every single, like, even if you just give me a $1 or even like half a dollar, like 50 cents, I would still appreciate it greatly. I would cherish it. From Bing Search? How do you have $3 from Bing Search? I didn't know you could make money off of Bing. What? What is that grass? I don't know. I think this is... What biome is this, actually? It's a desert, apparently. Okay. The last dollar. So yeah, and now that I think about it, this is actually the last chance that you guys have to, like, get your name on the Wall of Fame before the world goes public. I'm not saying that you should. I'm not like pressuring you or anything. I just now realized that that is an actual fact. But yeah, this is the second block museum. Very cool, very cool. And now we are moving on to the third block museum, this one. And this is like the build, you know? This is like the biggest build I ever made in Minecraft. Not just in this world, but ever. Because for those of you who are new, I mean, Delxmos isn't new, but I don't think they know this. But definitely Siu, you don't know this. But I am not a builder. I don't like building in this game. And especially I don't like building mega builds, okay? Like, if I build something, it's going to be 100% something I'm going to use. Either a farm or a base, you know, or something like a storage area, something usable, something that I'm going to use. I don't just build stuff for the sake of building stuff. Because I don't like doing that. I'm not a good builder at all. I don't have any building skills. Or building ideas, really. So this was a big undertaking for me personally, because it has like several floors, and every floor is like themed around something. So the first floor is themed around the strongholds from release 1.0. The second floor is from the 1.8 ocean monuments. The third floor from the 1.9 whatchamacallit, the 1.9 end cities or whatever. The floor after that is themed around the Nether, because, you know, the Nether update, and the last floor is themed around the Deep Dark. So I have a little bit of a thing going on there, and every floor gets thinner and thinner. And there is a lot of space here. A lot of space for blocks. I'm going to show that off in a second. I just need to sleep again. I'm broke, I can't do it. It's okay, right? You don't have to, of course. What about the Church of Beleza and Craftology? That's... I don't think that's as big. That was still smaller, Vita. It was the biggest thing I built in Classic, I think. Even bigger than the mansion here, but... this is definitely bigger. This is the biggest thing I built. Can buy you either Robux, Sea of Thieves, Currency, Diablo 4... Never gonna do it, or Overwatch won't do that either. Yeah, I'm not interested in any of those games either, and you don't have to do anything, Sue. Just being here and watching my crap is more than enough. Trust me. She got shot in the box. Yeah, this is much bigger than that. And it's also built in, I mean, half built in survival. So basically, I lost my patience by the end, and I built like half of it, especially like the floor. I still built the walls in survival, but the floors I built in creative, because I lost my patience. So that, the Nether and the Deep Dark floors I built in creative. The walls I still built in survival, but the actual, you know, floors and the ceiling I built in creative. Do I have regrets doing that? Kind of. But at the same time, I don't, because they won't even be used. So here's the thing. The reason why I built it this big was because this series, the Polyworld, was supposed to be my main Minecraft series moving forward on YouTube. And I was like supposed to play every single update that releases as it releases. But considering that I stopped enjoying the game and it feels like a chore, even after several extended breaks that I had, and also because of all the mistakes that I did, which I'll touch upon during the reflection at the end, I decided, no, this is not going to be my main series. I will have another series in the future, which will be my main series, and I'm going to do things differently. But again, I'll touch upon that at the end of the stream. But that is the reason why this is so massive, even though it only goes up to floor 3. And that's why I don't really feel bad about building the last 2 floors in creative, because they'll never be used. Because the series is over, I won't be touching this world ever again. Hello, Crazy, welcome back to the stream. What's the size of your world? Last time I checked, it was 3.6 gigabytes, but it's probably around 4 gigabytes by now. Either 4 or 5, I'm not sure. So it's quite big. It'll take you a while to download it, basically. God Almighty have fallen. You sure you don't want $4 in the world's most valuable currency, Robux? Yes, I'm sure. I never played Roblox and I never will. Sorry to disappoint anyone here who might be a fan of Roblox, but there you go. Do you have a thesis about the series? No, but I do have things to say though, for sure. Robux can be exchanged for real currency, kind of scares me. Yeah, it kind of scares me too, to be honest. Cobblestone is like 17. Cobblestone is like 17 gigabytes. Yeah, but isn't that like a server world? Anyway, let's move on before I get distracted again. So yeah, this is the block museum, and this hosts all the blocks from release 1.1 doesn't have any blocks. So from release 1.2 and onwards, it hosts all the blocks. And over here, it starts with the jungle stuff. And yeah, we have all the World of Colors stuff. We have basically everything here. Literally everything. And some of this stuff was obtained by interesting methods, badoots, like the command block here. This is actually not obtained in creative. This is actually obtained in survival. Using crossword commands. Basically, in 1.8, there was a bug where you could lag a word so hard that any commands that you executed in that world would transfer to the next world that you joined. So that's how I got the command blocks. But yeah, we have all the blocks here, and we have a bunch of blocks in the other floors as well. In this floor, we have all the update, ocean update and the nether update blocks over here. And then all of the, recent blocks from 1.17 onwards up here. And we have a lot more space here, as you can see, and 2 more floors to go, which are completely dark and full of mobs. So that's fun. So for anyone who wants to continue this project, who wants to continue the this stuff, have fun clearing the last 2 floors of mobs. Although you could probably easily just switch game mode, because that's like very easy to do in this world by literally by the press of a button. So called the Polyworld of method. Yeah, server worlds tend to be bigger. Also, I almost forgot, over here is the botanical garden, and this is supposed to have all the trees, and I just realized it does not have the cherry tree here. I don't know if I have enough space with it. I think I do, actually, so that's something else I need to touch upon. But yeah, this has every single tree in the game, like tree shape, and it even has these ones that are built manually, which are the classic trees. So the original tree shape, the very first one, the slightly modified version of it, and then of course the regular oak, the balloon oak, the big spooner oak, birch, spruce, even the mushrooms, the jungle, the nether mushrooms, the dark oak, acacia, swamp, mangrove. We're missing cherry here, I'm aware. I will get the cherry by the end. And of course the big trees over here, the big spruce. I don't have the big spruce, actually. I have the big pine and the big jungle. But I didn't feel like getting the big spruce because it's basically 50-50, so one sufficed for me. Yes, method out of context. That needs to happen. Probably have enough content for an audiobook thesis about Polyworld, yes. It's like over 200 episodes in God knows how many hours, because every episode is on average like 2 hours long. These last few have been an hour long, but yeah. And over here we have the item museum, and the item museum, ideally you would want to do this with item frames, but because I started this all the way back in dev, item frames weren't added until 1.4, so I did it this way. So I have chests with basically all the items in the game. But again, this one, just like the block museum, by the end I started just cheating, because I lost my patience with this. This is like my biggest mistake, trying to 100% the game. Because it wasn't fun, it felt like a chore, like a checklist, basically. But yeah, we have all the items in different categories. Not much else to say, really. It's very simple. And this I built in dev, I think. Actually, bricks were unobtainable in dev. I started building this in dev with the few bricks that I had, but I finished it in inf dev when I actually had access to bricks using the brick pyramids. Yeah, that's that. Let me grab my fireworks. Over here we have the other pre-classic chunks, and they have... oh great, it's thundering. Ow. Over there we have the second thing that I ever built, the farmhouse. Might as well go to it. This is the farmhouse that I built, and there's mobs because it doesn't even have any torches. So I built this in pre-classic. I think it's actually a pretty good build for pre-classic. Like, it actually looks like something. Because, again, keep in mind, in pre-classic you only had 4 blocks to work with. So not a whole lot. 2 to 4 hours long, jeez. Yeah. I should have watched the original classic alpha and beta world tours. Up to you. We could have an AI do that. That would be quite ironic. Now, let me catch some Z's because I don't want my house to be struck by lightning. Oh yeah, fun fact. That actually happened once in beta. Like, my house got struck by lightning and it started burning down. Thankfully, it happened very early on during my play session, so I actually was able to revert to an earlier version without losing too much progress. But that was annoying. So that's why I'm always paranoid whenever it's thundering, because the house is primarily, at least the roof is made out of wood. So yeah. Anyway, let me grab a sign and honor Delxmos here for donating. I think they donated $5. Correct me if I'm wrong. Method AI. That's just InfDev Plus, right? Make a lightning rod. Yeah, I know that exists now. I just kept putting it off. I kept forgetting. Yeah, €5. Yes. With an AI voice reading it off. What's scary is that ChatGPT can, or not ChatGPT, but like AI can actually very scarily emulate anyone's voice. So don't take anyone's word for granted, unless you know that it's actually coming from them. Don't you make a lightning rod? Again, I don't care. I kind of forgot they exist, to be honest. 1.14 freedom bucks. Alright, Delxmos. 4.99. Hey, you actually filled up an empty spot that was kind of irritating me, so thank you for that as well. Oh, you can do this now. I completely forgot about this. Okay, this is very, very useful, actually. Alex, you donated an extra, so it's now... let's round it out to 20.50. There we go. Completely forgot about this. Why did it take them this long to implement this? I don't know. I feel really honored. I'm glad that you do. Oh yeah, I also forgot to do the cherry stuff. Hold on, let me do that first. This tour is such a disaster. It really goes to show what big of a disaster this was. This series. I wish I could say it means a lot to me. I guess it does. I guess it does. Like, at the very least, I do appreciate the time I spend with you guys, for sure. I'm not gonna miss the gameplay, I'm not gonna miss the world, but I am gonna miss the streams. I'm gonna miss you guys. Right, where do I have the cherry saplings again? Over there, I think. Why subtract 1 cent? Because YouTube takes a cut. It doesn't take that small of a cut, unfortunately, but it does take a cut, so... I don't know. That was unintentional? What was that? I didn't see that. I was a pager for a while, not as long as Bugman, but several months. Yes, I know. You pay me so I make mod. Alright, grab you. One of you. Let me also grab some bone meal. 9 should be enough, I hope. Yeah, the community is nice. The community is what made the streams, really. Not the world, not the streamer, just the community, just you guys. Like, I legit deadass would have ended the series, maybe not as early as 1.0, because I was actually having fun with 1.0, but I would have definitely ended it by 1.9. Had it not been for the streams and you guys. I don't mean to sound like you guys subjected me to this, not at all. But I did do this for you because I actually did, like, you guys made the streams fun and enjoyable, and I appreciate that. So thank you. Santa Claus movie with my family now. All right, have fun, Vida. Thanks for stopping by. I pay you to give me mod now. Give me time. I have a job, you know. Okay, that's really unfortunate, but oh well. Yeah, we barely have enough space, but there you go. We have the cherry tree now. I don't want that. Hello, Bobby. Welcome back to the last stream of the Polyworld. Wasn't very often present on the streams. Yes, I know, but I do recognize you. Appreciate every moment of it. Yes. Likewise here, though, Smalls. Likewise here. Yeah, the old Minecraft community can be kind of out there, right? So, all right, here's the Church of Beleza that Vida was referring to, by the way. And over here are the remnants of the bank. So this over here used to be a very crappy bank that I built in the 22A. And why did I build a bank? Well, because I stored a bunch of iron and gold blocks in here, because in Classic, it's all creative mode, and I had like a bunch of free stuff in here. These vaults down here with the glass, and I took all that out and I actually used it up for the beacons. So I had no use for the bank, and the bank itself was very ugly. It was basically just a square, a very simple building with a big dollar sign on top of it. So I blew this thing to smithereens, and I have no regrets doing that. So there's a bit of history there. Have been real nice. Yes, maybe because this is the end, and I've also been streaming other stuff as well. So this is the Church of Beleza that I built in 22A. Not much to say. Most of these builds over here, most of the stuff that I actually built in this world were built in creative, in classic creative. We have a bridge here, a castle there, another church there. I'm a very religious person, I know. A disco here, this tent. Kanji Land over here was built when the colored wolves were added. So most of this is, like, there isn't much to say, although an Enderman did steal this block apparently. But yeah, there isn't much to say about these, because there were even that thing over there. All of these were built in creative, in classic creative. Even this swamp hut here. This skyscraper I built in survival. It took a long time, but it came out quite well. I'm not really gonna go inside because there isn't much to show. Every floor looks almost the same, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. Especially with shaders. When I built this, I was using shaders actively, and it looked really pretty with the shaders at night. I didn't know you blew it up. Yeah, you haven't been around for that long, though, Smalls. They've been great since the beginning, but this has been my only real entertainment this whole month. Yeah, because you're kind of bedridden, which is unfortunate. Does that mean you blow up your Polyworld too? I'll hold you to that. My best build ever, square. I think all communities can be out there. Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah, I like this skyscraper too. It actually has glowstone at the top as well. You can't see it from here. Alright, over here we have the 14A chunks. I built this manga sponge again in creative. I built this in creative. I built this in creative. I built that massive tree over there in creative. I'm not really gonna like waste too much time with these because they're all built in creative. The goat pyramid. I do want to visit these chunks over here though. So these chunks, this is actually the survival test chunks over here. And all these dirt pillars are actually built to mark like locations with ores to mine out, which I never did mine out. But yeah, these are the survival test chunks. You can tell because they're so messy. There's like creeper holes everywhere. Let me go to the survival base that I had over here. If I can even find it. God, this terrain is awful, honestly. Like the classic terrain generator was the third worst terrain generator after beta 1.8 and release 1.18, in my opinion. The in-dev 2D Perlin noise is somewhat better. No, don't do this. Don't worry, if I do that, it will be done with my boys here, and we'll do it after I upload the the world download. So it is gonna be preserved. I don't understand how it can be your favorite, Jonas. It was fun to play it, but I'm glad that it's over. How did you get down without dying on the towers? I built double towers and I dug out the second tower. That's how I did it. The noise just needed to be smoother. Yes. Should do a tier list of Minecraft terrain generation. You know, I really should, Delxmos. Alright, so over here, yes, here we go. So we have a bunch of explosion craters here. We have this gold tower that I built. These go up to the freaking height limit, by the way. The height limit was so tiny. Like, compare that with the actual height limit tower over there that I have. And you can see just how much the game has evolved. Bugman doesn't play Modern currently that much because he's focusing on the journey. But yes, he used to play Modern. There's a certain person who keeps annoying me by spamming me with brick emojis. Brick emojis? Daniel? No, that's uncharacteristic of Daniel. I don't know what you're talking about, Crazy. Again, I only remember you briefly from Omni, that's it. Anyway, this is my original base. This was my bunker here that I hid every night or every no, during survival test. There wasn't even nights in survival test. And this is, yeah, the first survival base. This is like a basic house that I built. And there's like a tunnel here that leads into the bunker. Like so. Very cool. Very simple. But survival test is so fast-paced that you couldn't really build anything fancy even if you wanted to, even if you tried. So yeah, that's the survival test chunks and the survival test base. Very, very based. See what I did there? Before we move on to the flatlands here, which are very important, I'm going to grab a bed and sleep again. So I don't have to deal with any creepers. Ow. Right, weren't we discussing in GMs literally a few days ago how you also agreed that 1.18 terrain isn't that good? It's basically like a slightly more polished version of beta 1.8 terrain. With my experience, at least. Because I tried like several random seeds and my own world and they all look identical to one another. It's really boring. It does have good moments, that is undeniable, right? But in theory, so does beta 1.8 or like release 1.0. Only the mountains biome. Even though it feels dead as hell, at least the terrain is interesting. And you can like make it not dead by planting trees, I guess. Yes, Jonas, that's what I meant. I've been getting converted. Oh no. Best terrain generation is 4K. Oh, for sure. That was perfection. Anyway, these flatlands here are kind of a mess. Because these are... okay, so now we're entering the in-depth chunks. And these are kind of a mess because I just put whatever here. Like I built random stuff. So over here we have the villager torture chamber. This is the reason why I have this absurd statistic with the villagers. Killed 1,545 villagers. That's because I had a villager spawner here that kept spawning villagers so I could do trades with them. And if they didn't have anything that interested me, I just murdered them. It was a very slow and grindy process, but I kind of miss it. It was kind of fun killing these annoying bastards. But yeah, that's what this house here is. It's not actually an in-depth house. The in-depth house is over there. That wooden cube. And there is actually stuff underneath the wooden cube, believe it or not, that I expanded upon. Why would I get banned? Every single Minecraft player despises villagers. It's not just me. So we have like a thing leading down here to a bunch of strip mines. I did these because I needed a lot of cobblestone for something. I don't remember what. And over here we have the bedrock chamber, which actually turned into a deep slate chamber. Interesting. And this is where I fought. This is legal bedrock, by the way. I got this in in-dev. From the in-dev chests that had, you know, all the blocks in the game, including bedrock. So I built this to fight the Wither, and it was very easy. All I had to do was summon the Wither and then come out here and whack it with my sword a few times and it was down. But this doesn't work anymore, unfortunately, because, I mean, it does. I have to just replace the bedrock. But, yeah, we actually have stuff underneath as well, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to dig around there. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't explored any of the depths underneath my base, which is a bit of a missed opportunity. I should have done that, but too late for that now, unfortunately. I opted to do other stuff instead. You mined all that in dev? No, I mined all that in release, soybean. Wicked Magic thing is because of the lead up to me being banned from Omni. Mac Troll said... You know, that's the reason why I left Omni. The freaking trolls, man. It's not worth it. It's such a shame, too, because the owner passed away tragically and, like... People just put a shit stain on his legacy that way. Screw trolls like that. I hate them. Anyway, this is an Egyptian temple that I built, because why not? I was bored. I think it actually came out quite well. It even has like a little coffin here and 2 cats guarding it, which aren't even my own cats anymore. Oh, they are. Okay. I know that some of my pets, for some reason, don't disobey me ever since a particular update, but thankfully those cats are not them. Over here we have a statue of myself that I built, because again I was bored, and a statue of Retro Sonic Hero, I believe was his name. I apologize if I forgot. Yeah, I think it was Retro Sonic Hero. He's the Diamond tier Patreon. And if you're a Diamond tier, I get to build something for you, but that's no longer going to apply. I have to update my Patreon this weekend or next weekend. Because yeah, the series is over. But I was not expecting anyone to, you know, become a Diamond tier Patreon, but here we are. So this build was dedicated to him. I was like, I need to build something for you. What do you want me to build? And he was like, my skin. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, there we go. There's that. We have Cave Story over there, because Cave Story is the best game ever made. 10 out of 10. If you disagree, you're absolutely dead to me, okay? I don't want to speak to you ever again if you disagree. But yeah, that's Cave Story pixel art. Over here we have what was supposed to be my mob farms, and they do kind of work, I guess, but I have like a Wither Skeleton farm, I have a Vindicator farm for emeralds, I have a Blaze farm, a bunch of other farms as well. And these are like the very simple farms over here with spawners that spawn stuff up there. They fall to their death, and I collect their stuff on the bottom. I never even used these farms, by the way. The only ones I used were G's free. Especially that one for wither farming. And I got the spawner. I had the spawners from InDev. One of the blocks in InDev converted to spawners because it happened to share the same ID as spawners. And the spawn eggs I got from the that glitch with the command block that I mentioned. My stone button was removed. Rip. He wanted your skin? No, he wanted me to build his skin. That, out of context, that sounds so weird. Mob farm, enhanced dungeons. That was that. We also have some more farms over here as well that didn't fit inside of that dirt pyramid. And over here we have the wall of everlasting furnaces. These furnaces have nothing in them. They're always lit because of their state. So I got these from the beta 1.8, beta 1.6 test build free chests. And before they disappeared, I wanted to, you know, place them in the world, and so I did. And yeah, now we have permanently lit furnaces here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, over here we have some more mob farms. Over there we have a phantom farm, which again I never used. That glass encasing. This is the shulker farm. And over there we have a ghast farm, I believe. And of course, over here, this elephant in the room, I'm gonna address it finally. This is a tower to the height limit out of netherrack. Because I had a bunch of netherrack that I didn't know what to do with, so I was like, let's make a tower to the height limit, I guess. Just because. These furnaces are so lit, I know, right? Hello, Zelanator, welcome to the last stream. Is it not the highest point of the source list? Oh, it's not actually. It's actually below the scrolling. Maybe that's why it doesn't work. But it does work sometimes. I don't know why. Never built a better Enderman farm. That was a big goal of mine to convince him to do it. Yeah, I got lazy. I'm sorry. Gianna Corso incident. Yes, you remember that. That's when that Christian kid joined, and we all thought he was a bot because of the way he spoke. Good times. You try to dig a hole in the first terrain generation area? The new caves? No, actually, Deoxmos. That's something I really should have done, but it completely crossed my mind that I have new caves underneath these old chunks. So, yeah, that's a bit of a missed opportunity there. Kind of a bummer. Actually, if 1.20.5 comes out by the end of next week, and I happen to stream it, I think that's what we're gonna do. Me and the boys, that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna, like, tour the world again, because I'm already doing this right now. We're not going to blow anything up. We're just gonna explore the caves underneath. I think that'll be fun. It made me feel like garbage. Yeah, same. Even though he has been causing a lot of trouble for Nasco and his gang, from what I know, but yeah. Actual NPC. This is a surefire way to get us cancelled. Yeah. You're all characters in my story, personally. Alright, so, let's move on. Up here we have something that I'm very proud of. Because I built this in survival in dev. Holy crap, I had nothing to do in dev, so I was like, let's build something big. This is like the second biggest build that I made in this world, and probably overall. This castle here. This is all survival, all of it. Back then, even if I wanted to, I couldn't cheat, because there was no creative, so yeah. Even the stables I built in dev. And these are the floating chunks, of course, the floating islands. Yeah, right here you can see it has a dining table, it has the throne room with a library underneath, and the chest that magically vanished. That's the throne. This is the original house. Well, when I first generated this, the in-depth house. Hey, look, they finally fixed the cobblestone in this texture pack. It actually tiles. And also the chest here disappeared as well. I don't know why they disappeared, to be honest. So we have a Yggdrasil, the Tree of Eternal Life. And if I go upstairs, we have a bunch of stuff upstairs as well. We have a second floor. And the second floor has like the living quarters. This is like the living room. This is the bedroom. And over here is the kitchen with a massive furnace with snow inside, which is cool. Even underneath the staircases, we have some storage as well. This was a massive project back then. We'll fix InfDev plus slabs or else later. And yeah, and over here we have the attic. So this is like the round table and a bunch of books. And all these here were chests that, again, vanished for some reason. You followed my GMs, you were so proud. Yes, I really was. And I still kind of am, because it's a decent build, especially for in-dev. So yeah, let me sleep. I love how the floating island did not get contaminated by grass. Yeah, because it had no grass. That's why. Godspeed, man. Yeah, let's take one last look at it as we go down there. So this is the Hell floating. That's the Hell Island. That's the second in-dev island that I made. And what's cool is that from down here you can actually see the castle in all its glory. Look at that. Look at that view. That is just awesome. Definitely one of my better builds. Even though those two towers there look kind of weird, like the big ones with the obsidian spikes, I wanted to make them look evil. But it still looks awesome because it's just like on top of this floating island here. Where Genbug? I don't know. Genbug hasn't been here ever since like episode 10 or 15 or something. It's snowing in hell. Yeah, what's also ironic is that the hell chunks actually turned into a snow biome. You can't even make this up. Since separating from the normal world, it couldn't spread. Yes, exactly. Project Island really looked amazing, yes. Over here we have the duplication chamber. I didn't use this too much, but this was back when there was the TNT dupe. So the way it worked it was you place a chest, you put something you want to dupe in the chest, and then you place the TNT there, you blow up the TNT, and you keep the chest open as you blow it up, and then you can take out the item from the chest, and also it drops from the chest on the ground. So that's the TNT dupe. I did this several times, primarily in dev to dupe logs, because until the very last version of in-dev, logs were unobtainable for some reason. So yeah, I had to do it that way. Over here we have a very basic pixel art of my face. And another in-dev house with the chests gone for some reason. Yeah, you remember this, don't you? Over here we have the original island. This is the very first island that I made in in-dev, the very first world in in-dev. I have a tank there, because why not? And over here is my main base during in-dev. Until I got a chance to combine all the worlds, this was my main house. It did receive a few upgrades over the literally the years, but for the most part it has remained mostly the same. Duping bats. Yeah, I never duped diamonds. I only duped unobtainables using that method. Yeah, it's one of the first duplication glitches, Deoxmos. So yeah, I built this, as Jonas there said, in dev January 22nd. And oh wow, they actually fixed this. So these chests here didn't actually render properly, but now they do. And they even work properly as well. But they used to be very glitchy because I did this when chests were first added, and I made my floor out of chests because I could. And for the longest time it was very glitchy, but now it looks kind of lame because it's, you know, it's now normal. We have like a little indoors garden here, and we have a basement with smelting stations there. This was the original smelting station over here, by the way. When the way smelting worked was that you threw stuff in lava or fire to smelt it. So this was the original smelting station, and when that was phased out, I added all these furnaces here, and this was my new smelting station. I had a tree farm over here as well that I used a lot during in-dev. I had a farm as well over here that I used during in-dev. I haven't harvested this in ages. Oh yeah, we have a half door here as well. I don't know what happened to the other door. That's funny. The jank chests are no longer, unfortunately. Did you show the pool already? What pool? I don't remember. Here's the second floor. Like a room there. This is a storage room. And oh yeah, over here, this is my initial tool set. So in the version of in-dev when I started, this world, you spawned with like this set of tools here, except for diamond, of course. So I kept these tools. When durability was added, I placed them in here and I haven't touched them since. So this is the original tool set that I used, including the apples. And this is the first diamond that I ever mined as well. I think they update and break. Yes, that's also very strange. And over here we have like a balcony, which is really nice. And of course, the last floor is the attic up here, which is the bedroom. I did add this bed later on, but in the bookshelves, but originally it was just these chests here. So this is the in-dev outpost. Over here we have another island. This is my favorite island from in-dev because this is where I got most of my diamonds. This was back when like diamond ore veins were massive, and I got like several stacks of diamond blocks thanks to this island alone. And there's still like 200 or so diamonds down there somewhere that I couldn't find. So if for those of you who want to play this, feel free to challenge yourself and try to find all the diamonds in these chunks here. The only thing I built here was this, the food mart. Because I was bored, I had nothing to do in in-dev, so I built this. I was a lot more inspired back then. It was a brand new series, and also I love in-dev in general. So yeah, and this is the in-dev house in this area. And over here we have a special area as well. My first ever diamonds are over here, or were over here, I should say. I don't think I actually marked it with a sign, but I do remember it. And again, this is stuff that you guys didn't even get to see on stream, because this was before I started streaming. Yes, here we go. So over here, I found my first diamonds. Yes, back then diamonds could generate on any Y level. So there was like a diamond ore vein right here that I got. So this is where I got my first diamonds. Up for adoption. Yes, yes I will. Tomorrow, right? Late in dev was great, to be honest. And up here we have the Paradise Floating World, and I haven't really done anything with this. I kind of regret not doing anything with it now, but yeah. And that about covers all the in-dev chunks. Actually, no, we have one more in-dev world over there, which is the Woods world. It's a inland woods type, but again, there's nothing to show there either, because I didn't really do anything over there. Now let's go to the other bases that I have. Starting with the Alpha base, even though I should start with the InfDev one, but whatever. I think the Polyworld, like, changing the host on the show. Yeah, that would be interesting, actually. Also, I just looked at the time. I don't think we're going to be playing the long drive today. But that's fine, because I didn't feel like playing it anyway. Like Doctor Who. Yes, exactly. So over here we have, these are alpha chunks. And the reason why there's so much snow is because this became a snow biome, I think. So yeah, and this is my alpha base that I built in alpha, my alpha outpost. I think it came out very well. Like, again, back then I was more inspired, so I actually built much better stuff. And again, because it was alpha, I built all of this in survival. It took me like several days, like a week, to build all of this. And I never even used it. Like, that's the thing, that I built all these bases and never even used them. That's gonna change in the future. I learned my lesson. But yeah, this I was inspired by Skyrim with this house and like all the rooms and like the style. Like the cloth and all that. It's like supposed to look very medieval-ish. Yeah, I had to deal with the alpha stairs. That was very annoying. But other than that, I did have fun building this. It has several entrances. It's actually a very cool house. I really regret not using it. Over here's the main entrance. Like, initially when I moved here in these chunks temporarily, it was just this. Like, just this house over here. This was the entire house. And then I expanded upon it with everything at the back. So this was the initial house. And then over here we have a lot of space. We have a kitchen here. Down here is the basement with a bunch of storage as well. Again, you can clearly tell that this is an unfinished build. Mazalf revealed this next method. Over here is the dining area with a bit of a closet. Episode 207 is my takeover. Up here, the second floor. I never even added fences here, even though they did exist. Kind of dumb on my part. Over here, there's like a balcony with stairs leading down. This is the again a missing door for some reason, but this is the bedroom, master bedroom. Over here's the study. Very cool, very cool. And up here's the attic with a library. And yeah, that about covers this build. Let me catch some Z's and then we'll move on. Yeah, 2.7, 207 will not be your takeover if it comes out. The return of the chicken. Oh yeah, there's also like some chicken lore as well, but Cockitch can actually go into that because I'm gonna be here all night if I go through every single little thing about the Polyworld, you know? I wanna make this quick. This is so goofy. How I don't know what happened to this door. It used to be a regular double door here before. All the other double doors converted fine. I do. If you have the money to overpower Mojang, then why don't you donate to me so I can continue working on IFTF Plus full time and quit university and job and everything? I have $8, enough to buy a flare. I see what you did there. That's kind of grim. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the InfDev area, the InfDev chunks. if I remember where they are. I mean, these are InfDev chunks over here. These are 2G Perlin InfDev chunks, but okay, the InfDev area is over this way. Legacy Plus is the new Minecraft, indeed. That is the goal. Midway through there is a twist where Mzov suddenly becomes a new method. That would be actually pretty cool. Mzov, if you actually ever like want to do that and you want me to be a part of it in like the beginning, I'm all for it. Just hit me up and we can like discuss that. The Jacuzzi Chicken Seka was my favorite character from the Polyworld. The development was real, yes. Alright, so this is the InfDev area, and this is my InfDev base. Again, never even used this one. But here we are. Not a voiced character. Well, that's unfortunate. So I built like a brick mansion here. Again, I also built this entirely in survival. No creative used. This brick mansion, I think it also came out very nicely. I actually quite like this. Should be Method's evil twin. Ah! Yeah, but I know that you have your own Polyworld, Zell, so I know you won't do that. Jacuzzi Chicken. I forgot about it too, to be honest. I'm the equivalent to the sequel spin-off comic. Yes. So yeah, this is the InfDev base. Wow. Kitchen sink mod pack. Another half door here, glitched half door. This is the basement. That one time, oh god, why? Second floor, again, like, I didn't even bother doing any, like, internal decor here. It's kind of sad. I built this really cool looking house and I never used it. Big mistake. Establish more lore about even method, actually. Like more than MC, yes. Oh, hey, Fire Pro. Welcome back. It's been a while. So this is the InfDev base. Let's move on to the beta base now. Beta base, and if I remember, the release base is close to that as well. So we'll visit those two bases, then we'll go all the way back. I'll do my little monologue that I want to do, like my reflection about the series. What I think went well, what I think didn't go so well, what I would do differently, and all that shenanigans. And that'll be it. That'll actually be it. Wow. Because this update didn't really add anything new. It's just a bug fix update, so there's nothing really new to explore or cover. Alright, so this way to the beta chunks. Function. Again, if anyone wants to take over the series, go right ahead. I can even send you the logo, as long as you give me credit for the logo. Because I did make it. It took me quite a while to make it. I made it in PowerPoint. If I actually do a takeover, it'll likely be a series of edited videos because I'm never gonna have the patience to stream daily. Yeah, like streaming daily was fun, but it definitely takes its toll on you, so I'm glad that it's coming to an end, to be honest. Here we have a brick pyramid, by the way. I have 3 of these, and all 3 of them were corrupted by 1.13, which is really unfortunate, but oh well. But yeah, right here you can see one of them. These chunks of it. Right, I'm gonna keep going this way, because the thing is this way. Okay, my elytra will not break, that's good. Evo method made a logo in Word. Streaming weekly is the way to do it. Yeah, like weekly, not daily, yes. Indeed. Alright, so... yeah, here we go. So this is the beta base. I built this in beta. Polyworld continuation project. So... for beta, I wanted, for some reason, I wanted to build a more modern style house. So it looks ugly, but it looks ugly on purpose, because, you know, modern houses do be like that. They look hella ugly, at least in my opinion. So, yeah, this is my beta base. Very ugly. The modern house, yes. I could have built it out of iron to make it a bit more modernish, I guess, but wool was a lot cheaper. This actually took a long time, because again, I also built this in survival. It does have a jacuzzi, though. It does have a pretty cool pool. Let's head inside. We have some reeds over here. We have this cool lava floor. So this is actually... If you listen closely, this is stone. These are actually the petrified oak slabs. Because back then, this was the wooden slab. It was just a different metadata of the stone slab. So that's why the house didn't catch on fire because of lava. Because this is not actually wood. Sandstone makes for a really nice flooring, in my opinion. I really like the sandstone texture. Yeah, over here we have like a second floor with some stuff. And behind here is like the kitchen area with more broken doors. This is supposed to be a fridge, and these doors are supposed to be covering up the dispensers, but I guess it glitched out over the updates. And the second floor is kind of weird because you have to go like around here, like so, because I didn't have space for a staircase. But yeah, we do have like a little balcony here, and you can actually walk off here because this was back when the fence actually had like a full hitbox. So that was so annoying, by the way. I'm so glad that Notch changed that. And yeah, here's the bedroom. I always, in case you haven't noticed, I always build my bedrooms on like the attic, on like the top floor. I don't know why, it just always felt right. Also, I had some half beds here, but they also disappeared. That's really sad. A lot of history has been lost. And over here at the backyard, we have a very nice pool. I actually did a very good job with this pool. It looks almost natural. Actually, I think it was natural. I just extended it a bit. And over here are the farms that I never got around to finishing. I would have had like a melon and pumpkin farm here, but I never got around to doing that. And of course, a nether portal. So yeah, this is the beta base. Really cool. Really cool. Let's do one last flyover. I also did these things here on the roof for extra detail, because I don't like having flat roofs. If we go over this way, we have the PC Gamer chunks. Like actually, the PC Gamer demo spawn chunks, I imported it in the Polyworld. So you get to see the PC Gamer logo here in shortly. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. That's the PC Gamer logo. Can you release a light version where it's just a spawn and starting chunks? No, I'm too lazy. I'll release the full thing. If someone else wants to do that, be my guest. I'm not gonna stop you. Over here we have beta 1.8 developer build chunks. That's another thing I regret doing, so... But again, I'll go over that shortly. Right now we're going to the release base. There are actually two release bases. This is the early release base. I built this in 1.2, I think. 1.2, 1.3. Somewhere around those lines I built this house. It's entirely my own design. And again, I built it in survival. Which is a really cool house, honestly. I really like this design. And I have another house that I built in 1.18 chunks, but I have no idea where that is, like honestly, so I'm not gonna go there. And that's fairly recent too, like if you go back around 10 episodes, you get to see that anyway, so no point in going back. I built it maybe in 1.0. I think it was 1.3 actually, Soybean. I think I built it in 1.3. Look at the tall grass texture, it's not right. Yeah, it looks weird. I don't know why. But yeah, this is the 1.0 like a release base, which again I also never used, but it's quite nice because it has a lot of space and it has a very cute design. A lot of like stone bricks, a chimney here. It's an L-shaped house. I know Soybean loves his L-shaped houses. With like a balcony here at the corner. There's like a little garden inside, which is really cute. Crap. Here's the kitchen. The living room with the fireplace. Down here we have a basement as well. I actually really like what I did here with the basement, like with the glowstone and the iron bars. I think it looks really cool, actually. Like this was back when I was inspired, you know. I haven't built stuff like this ever since like 1.8. I think the last thing that I built that I actually am fond of is the skyscraper, which I built in 1.8. 1.7 and 1.8 is when I built it. The top glass is not HD. Oh, it's not HD, so it's because of the texture pack. I didn't bother updating it. Oh well. It's flat out the Japa texture. That's awful. So over here we have like a living room, another living room, another small balcony over here with a pressure plate that isn't working. There we go. Another small balcony. And up here is the attic, and surprise, surprise, the bedroom is in the attic. Again, I don't know what it is, but every time I build a house in this game, I always put my bedroom in the attic. Always. And we even have like an enchanting table, because it was already implemented by that point. My game looks like 1.0. Yes, because I'm using a texture pack that is based on 1.0 textures. I'm using the classic faithful texture pack because I don't like the new textures. Also, welcome to the stream, Aurora. This is the last stream that you're actually joining of this series, but yes, welcome. I like sleeping in the attic, yes. So that's the last base that I should be showing off here. Let's go all the way back home, and I'll do like a bit of a reflection session. That'll be it for the episode and the entire series as a whole. Attic bed. Good idea. Oh, thanks. Again, I always build my attic, my bedrooms in the attic. I don't know why. Every single house here that you've seen has had the bedroom in the attic. Every single one. Much prefer Modern Faithful. Feels like actual textures. I don't know. I prefer this one. And then I did find the Shattered Savannah, but it was very small, Alex. I found all of the biomes. I have the achievement for it. Please show the pool next to the tennis court. Oh yes, I will do that too. Hello, Nina Moore. Welcome to the stream. I don't know what you mean by dev versions. If you mean the terrain for the dev versions, it was back there, but I'm not going back there. I apologize. I have a bit of a rant to make before I end it off. I think I found one 1.13 as well, yes. It's Joe over, yes. Indeedly doodly. It is indeed Joe over. Finally, it's Jobert. Oh yeah, and, another cool thing here with the Menger sponge. I actually built like the phases of it. And you can actually, with the new extended height, you can actually build like the next phase of this, but it's gonna take you forever. And I built this in creative mode, by the way. In 19A creative mode. So I didn't even have flight. It was pain. At least I had the infinite sponge, but still. Wouldn't be a proper Polyworld stream about a good method rant. Yes, exactly. The like is yours. Why don't you people like my stream? Go ahead and like it right now, or else I'm gonna ban you all. Just kidding, by the way. You don't have to. I don't like the YouTubers who beg for likes, you know. I'm not like that. If you want to, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not gonna like force you or remind you or anything. Even though I'm doing that just now, but I'm only doing it because Jonas brought it up. Beating a manga sponge is not fun. Yes, I'm not gonna do it again. No one likes the end of the Polyworld. Yeah, maybe because nobody liked the Polyworld. Not really to begin with, but nobody really liked it ever since I stopped enjoying it, so... Wait, let me take a look at these guys real quick. Yeah, that works, I think. Alright, sorry about that. Oh, right. And you have seen this base several times. I'm not really gonna tool this base, to be honest. I do... Yes, I remember what I came up here for. I want to put this in here, and I also want to get some food. Actually, no, I'm not gonna get any food, because I'm just gonna be ranching. I'm just gonna eat some cake here. Alright. Evo Jonas. You wouldn't ban your only moderator, right? Alright. I'll think about that. I usually sleep outside and not have a base until I get an lecture. For a second, I forgot you're talking about Minecraft. I was like, you sleep outside? What? Yeah, just like you build beforehand. Interesting. Yes, so basically the way I play the game Aurora is I make a little hidey hole, or like a very basic house, and then I expand on the house. That's how I do things. Very old school. I don't like sleeping outside, even though you can do that. I'm an alpha OG, and back in alpha you couldn't even sleep at all. There were no beds, and in beta there were beds, but you couldn't just pop a bed and sleep in the middle of nowhere. You needed to have like light, at the very least. Otherwise, monsters would spawn in on you, which was a much better mechanic in my opinion. But hey, who am I to judge? But yeah, that's why I still play in like a very old school way. Number one method viewer. I'm not crying. Yeah, over there is the pool. Basically, the reason why Cockage wants me to go there is because I was like throwing eggs at the pool, and a chicken actually hatched inside of the pool, but it drowned because it couldn't swim up because it was a baby, and I basically it lived for like 2 seconds. It was kind of sad, but yeah. So that pool also has like a bit of a history. The end of the line is here. ESP, man, welcome back. I also have the back rooms underneath, but I'm not really gonna show that because I was there literally yesterday, so you can go and check that out for yourself. For 11 seconds, yeah. Yeah, I don't think you were there, Soybean. You kind of missed that part. That was hilarious. But yeah, so guys, that I guess concludes our little tour. That took me an hour and a half. Holy crap, and I didn't even go through everything. Whew. It's been quite a journey. It really has been. First of all, I'm not really good at this type of thing, but I would like to thank every single one of you who has watched even just one episode of this. I would like to thank all my regular viewers, which are like Soybean, Cockitch. Mzov is fairly new, but of course, thank you as well. Alex, Jonas, who has been here from the beginning. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to also the new viewers, even like people like Aurora, who is here literally for one episode. I'm sorry about that, but thank you very much for tuning in as well. I appreciate all of you, I really do. Again, I said this earlier, but if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for these streams, this playthrough would have probably ended. Maybe not with 1.0, because I was actually enjoying early release, believe it or not, but around 1.8, 1.9 is when the game started becoming stale for me, and I probably would have just quit there and then. But thanks to you guys, I pulled through and actually made it to the end. Was it enjoyable? Kind of. And that really leads me to all the mistakes that I made throughout the series. I made a lot of mistakes because I kind of wanted to like play it in I guess a unique way. So like my goal was to reach the latest version and play it in like a completionist sense. So I wanted to get like every single block, every single item, every single mob, every single achievement here, which I did do in the end, but admittedly by the end I did use cheats for a few of these because I just lost my patience and the series was coming to an end. So that's a bit shameful. I think in the future I will attempt to get these, but it won't be like a core priority or anything. I'll just go with the flow and get them whenever. It doesn't really matter at all as well because like some of these reset anyway. So I'm gonna take my time, but I do want to eventually do this legit, get all the advancements legit. But yeah, completionist was my playstyle for this playthrough, and I think that was a big mistake. That was probably my biggest mistake. I have 3 massive mistakes that I made in this series that made it a lot less fun for me, which I want to touch upon now. That was the first one. Trying to 100% a sandbox game like Minecraft is a dumb idea and not a good idea at all. I do not recommend this to anyone. Because here's the thing. Minecraft is a game that you're supposed to play on your own. You're supposed to play the way you want to play. And yeah, I guess if you want to play it this way, fine. Maybe you might enjoy it. Maybe, I don't know. But for me personally, it wasn't enjoyable. So this is not the way to play the game for me. So that was my first mistake. Because again, Minecraft sandbox game, you should just do whatever the heck you want. I guess it's kind of my fault because I kind of wanted to do this, but by the end, I felt obligated to do it because, you know, I spent so much time. I spent like a year and a half up until like 1.9, 1.10 when the game started getting stale for me. I spent such a long time like doing this completionist style, and I was enjoying it in the beginning, but I felt obligated to finish it, and that was a mistake. I should have either stopped doing it this way or never done it to begin with. But again, I could have really predicted that. So now at least I know for the future, not gonna 100% the game again. That was my first mistake. Villager reactor. No. Jonas, no. Alright, second mistake. Cheats and developer builds. It all began with the developer builds. So for the new viewers here who are unaware, and this is not something I like to talk about often because it's kind of a stain on my, not really a stain on my reputation, but it's not something that I like talking about because it's in the past. But my career on YouTube began with remakes, recreations of lost Java Edition versions, in particular developer builds, which were like, you know, versions that were never released to the public. I was like, I started a project that was like 2-3 years ago now. I started a project called the Recreation Project, which was, the goal was to recreate every single missing version that we know of. And I did achieve that goal with the help of a few people. But after I did that, I basically did it because I wanted to make a playthrough like this with unobtainables. And a lot of developer builds, because they're developer builds, they were before creative mode. I actually started, you actually started with those items. Like you started with a bunch of items in your hotbar, like a diamond tooth, for example, for testing purposes. And you started with those items every time you respawned. So what I would do is I would climb up to that tower there, jump off so I would die, respawn and get items and then store them in a chest and repeat the process again and again and again. That began with like the whole downfall of the series, in my opinion, because I accumulated so many diamond tools that I never even used. I never had to go mining ever again. I also got food this way. I got a bunch of other stuff this way. Big mistake. Never gonna play those builds, at least in this way, ever again. Because it made the game way too easy. Made the game a cakewalk. I also used glitches to do stuff. I used duping glitches. I used a glitch that literally allowed me to get a command block that I have in my basement, which allows me to literally, with the press of a button, to switch to creative mode. I know I can just open to LAN and do it that way, but doing the command block seemed cool at the time, but it spoiled me a lot. To the point where I was using creative mode without even realizing it, to like build stuff or whatever. So that was like, it's connected. All these are connected, but that was another mistake that I did. Cheating. I did way too much cheating, which also ruined the fun of the game. Because I was like, I don't have patience. I don't want to, like, you know, mine for blocks. Let me just do it in creative. Big mistake. I did grind hard, yes, Aurora, but that was like in the early days. That was like alpha, beta, and early release. I grinded hard. Around the release 1.8 is when I started, you know, really cheating, though. Yeah, that was the second mistake. So first mistake was 100%ing the game. Second mistake was cheating. Third mistake, staying here. Throughout the majority of the series, I showed you those awesome bases that I built. I never used them, even once. You saw them for yourself. Like, a lot of them didn't even have finished interiors. I don't even know why I built them. Like, I built them with the idea that I want to move there and live there and use them. But I never did. I guess because I just have so much stuff in this base that I was too lazy to move all of it. I could have just moved a chunk of it, but I also didn't feel like doing a soft reset like that. And that was a big mistake, because spending the majority of the series in a single location like this is not a very good idea at all, because it got stale very quickly. I even like started running out of places to build stuff, and not like I built much anyway, because I'm not a builder, but yeah, that was like the third mistake. So in my next playthrough, in my next series or personal playthrough, whatever the hell, I'm gonna keep these things in mind. So in my next playthrough, I'm not going to 100% the game. I'll just play for fun. I'll just do whatever I want to do. B, I'm not going to use any cheats, no creative, no developer builds, no remakes, no cheats, nothing. And C, I'm always going to change location frequently. I'm going to move out, basically. Every time there's like a major terrain update or whatever, I'm going to move out. And I'll leave the old base behind. If I happen to have too much stuff in a base, and I don't feel like moving all of it, I'm gonna move only the essentials. So it's all like a fresh start in a way. I'm going to attempt playing the game like this. Yeah, in this way. And if I have more fun, then I'm going to take most of the stuff that I said about the game back during this series. If I have more fun doing that. But only time will tell. And yes, 1.21 I think will be coming out next year, Aurora, but I won't be playing it, at least not on this world, because that was the other thing. I was supposed to continue. This was supposed to be my main world, you know. This was supposed to be my main world that I would continue playing on every other update. So like 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, all these other updates I would have played on this world, and I would have like updated I would have gotten all the new achievements, I would have updated the block and item museums and all that stuff. That was the plan, but that plan is no longer going to be it, because if I learned anything over these past few months doing the Polyworld, it's that this world is doomed. Like, the way I play in this world is just... First of all, the world is way too large. I generated way too many chunks. That's another mistake I did, but a bit of a smaller one. So, exploring, like, new chunks, finding new areas takes longer and longer and longer. And second of all, like, I already did all this stuff. If I continue it, I feel like I should continue it the way I have been. So, yeah, this is... yeah. This is the end. This is the end of the world. This is the end of the series. That being said, I do have plans for another series next year, which will incorporate the new rules that I just said. So move out every time there's a major terrain change. No cheats, no remakes, none of that bullcrap. Just play the game casually. And I'll see how it is that way. I'll again go through all the versions, but I'll play it casually. I won't even do all these Polyworld shenanigans with like combining the in-depth worlds and classic worlds and all that. I'm done. I'm done with that. I just want to play the game and have fun. So that's going to be my focus moving forward. And yeah, I guess that really concludes my speech, I guess. Again, not much else left to say other than thank you for sticking with me for all these months, even though it has been quite rocky for the past few months of the Polyworld's existence. I do, again, appreciate all of you. Again, if it wasn't for all of you, the series either wouldn't have happened at all, or it would have ended very quickly. So yeah, I appreciate all of you for that. It's a good thing you've learned things along the way. Yeah, so yeah, that brings me to the good about the series. I wanted to do this for a very long time, and I'm glad that I did it, because I got to experiment with the game, I got to learn new things about it, and I got, most importantly, I got to learn things about how I want to play the game and how I would like to enjoy it. And this is not it. We've witnessed history, the start of something huge and its solemn ending. Yeah, and another thing that I'm glad is that I'm glad I still finished the Polyworld, even though it was difficult, because I didn't enjoy it. At least I feel like I redeemed myself by finishing this series, because you know what happened to Craftology. Craftology just died. It just ended. So at least this series didn't die. Even though it did get stale, at least it didn't die, so... The real Polyworld was the lessons we learned along the way, exactly, Zell. So I am glad that I actually finished it. I was here at episode 1. Yes, I remember, Raji. And you're here for episode last. Jonas, there's nothing to do in Voice of the Void. There's only random events. Which are random. I don't have control over them. I don't want to waste time and like... important days that might have actual story events added to them in the future. I'm not doing Voice of the Void until the game gets updated. Be patient! I'm patient. I'm patiently waiting for the next update. You should patiently wait too. It was an honor to be here since episode 6. I thought you was here since episode 1 as well, Cockitch. That's... You learned how... I learned... Yeah, the most valuable lesson I learned is how to express myself and how to stream. Because if you remember, bad mic quality aside in Craftology, I was clearly very nervous when speaking. Now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with like expressing myself online, like all this stuff. So this series, these streams gave me like the boost that I needed to really, hopefully, produce better content in the future. So I think that's the most important and valuable thing that I've gained from this series, and the most important thing that I've learned. Thanks to you for doing such an amazing project. It was unique and awesome. Yeah, it got stale near the end, but it was definitely like a very big project. Like, I've never done anything like this in Minecraft ever, except my mods, but that's an entirely different topic altogether. Like, every time I played the game and I had a long time world, it never lasted more than like 5 or 6 months. It's unfortunate that it ended up not being that enjoyable, but again, I'm planning to give it another shot, and this time I'll try to make it as enjoyable as possible for myself, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for the new year. I have a big announcement to make in the new year on January 1st, which is only like a week away, so stay tuned for that. Big changes are coming to the channel. I still play 1.16. 1.16 was like one of the few updates from Modern Minecraft that I actually really enjoyed. 1.16 was a great update. So I'm not surprised that you're playing it, Aurora. Yeah, if a 1.20.5 episode will happen, it will be called the Epilogue. Let's all watch the first episode of Polyworld in VC after the stream. I won't be joining you, Alex, because I'm hungry and I have work to do. I've been subscribed and watching since Craftology. Excited to see how you go in the future. Yes, I have big plans. Hopefully I can deliver on those plans, but university will probably get in the way, but we'll see. I'll make the announcement either way. Yes, I agree, Delxmos. It definitely is. 1.19 is a close second, actually. I think 1.19 is good, too. Anyway. My god, P-Man. Please. Calm down. Yes, I do. I do indeed, Alex. But yeah, with all that being said, I think I'm done with my little monologue here. I'll be releasing the world tomorrow. I'll make a community post about it, so stay tuned for that. I'll also release it on my private Discord server for the Patreons as well. So it's going to be archived there. And I think there was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and potential final episode, 207. Next Friday, potentially. It all depends on Mojang, if Mojang releases the next update. If not, then this is it. If so, then we might just see each other again. In here, in this environment. Either way, next week, 3 more streams next week of Plants vs. Zombies. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna wrap it up until the end of the year. With all that being said, thank you all very much. It's been real. It's been fun. Thank you all for sticking with me all this time. For being a part of this journey with me. And yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.